Welcome to the HumAnarchist Minute for Friday, March 15th, 2013. The HumAnarchist Minute is a weekly rant dedicated to the human condition in the lethal grip of postmodern industrial technology. So right away, I need to address the blatant paradox that the very format of this rant is deeply embedded in modern communication technology, and the reflexive screams of hypocrisy that are sure to spew from technophiles and their chronic mental masturbating friends who have outsourced their capacity for critical thought. When a slave has finally decided that she has had enough and it's time to burn down the master's house, it is not hypocrisy for her to fan the flames using embers from the master's own fireplace. Three big issues in the news this week that have dominated the corporate media machine. First, and probably the least relevant to anything of any lasting importance, is the election of a new pope. Organized religion is, of course, a simplistic but effective kind of social technology invented in the Neolithic. Monotheistic religion itself has a lot in common with Jeremy Bentham's panopticon, a prison design in which control over the prisoners is enhanced through surreptitious surveillance. Since the prisoners have to assume that at any given moment they might be being watched, they have to adjust their behavior accordingly. Likewise, with an omniscient and spiteful God who sees everything I do and knows everything I think, I am forced to adjust not only my overt behavior but my habitual ways of thinking as well. All that is missing is someone, a real person with a direct line to the Almighty, to tell me how God wants me to think and behave. Enter the Pope. It was nice to see someone from the Western Hemisphere for once, but his homophobia and territorial claim to a woman's uterus means that nothing has changed here. The second big issue is the U.S. government's continual failure to provide an unambiguous statement about the domestic use of drones. But lest you be left in the dark, I feel pretty confident that I can provide a statement that will clarify the government's actual position. Here it goes. The U.S. government reserves the right to use whatever lethal means it deems appropriate for whatever reasons its corporate sponsors deem to be in their best interest. Period. Full stop. The third and final issue is the continued flap about the Keystone Pipeline. On this one, I have very little to offer that isn't obvious to all but those aforementioned mental masturbators who have outsourced their critical thought to the Twitterverse. I will leave you with this cryptic koan, the namesake of this toxic oil snake, a keystone. A keystone is a critical wedge-shaped block that provides the structural integrity to the whole. Remove the keystone, and you're left with a pile of rubble. Corporate rubble, in this case. That's all for this edition of the HumAnarchist Minute.